Hello, Internet. This is Bardic Monk, and today we're going to be playing a game called Marvel Champions. And this is a card game where you're playing from 1 to 4 people against a villain. Today I'm going to be playing solo as Doctor Strange versus the Juggernaut. Doctor Strange has a setup for his character where he starts with an invocation deck, which are a couple of spells that he has. Uh, the way that you play with this deck is you'll shuffle these 5 cards, you'll put them to the side, and you can put this deck anywhere. I'm just gonna put it in this corner right here, and I'm going to play with this card. Well, you play with this card, the top card, face up. When you're setting up these characters, they do come with a pre-constructed scenario. So for Juggernaut, he usually starts with Juggernaut 1 and 2, which we're playing with 1 and 2 because we're not playing Expert. If you're playing with an Expert version of a character, instead of doing the 1 and 2, usually do the 2 and 3. The 3 is out of the game, and you want to defeat the first one that you're fighting. So in this case, I want to beat stage 1. After I get this down to 0, he will be defeated, and then stage 2 is going to pop up. So it's very big final boss energy. He starts with an equipment card that's permanent, so it never goes away from the board, and it's his helmet. While he's wearing this helmet, it's going to be attached to him. It doesn't go away, and he gains Stalwart, which means he cannot be confused or stunned, which would allow me to make sure that he doesn't do one of these 2 actions that I'll go into later. And if I spend 3 resources, which you'll see at the bottom of any of the player cards, so in this case, this bottom left, if I spend 3 of the same resource, I can flip the helmet to be off, and he loses his stalwart. So he now takes more damage from people who have mind energy at the bottom left-hand corner, which would be a blue symbol. And if he ever schemes, if he ever does the blue thing, this immediately flips, and he starts gaining momentum, and the more momentum he has, the more damage that he does. So, in this case, when we're setting up, his normal setup would be Juggernaut 1 and 2. He would get Hope Summers out, and he has a standard encounter set along with Black Tom Cassidy. I'm switching out Hope Summers for Longshot. I'm switching out. No, the standard encounter set is going to be the same, and instead of the Black Tom Cassidy, I'm giving him a Deathstrike. So that's all set up here. When you have a character, whenever you play them, they have a set of villain cards, and one of them is the obligation. So when your character is dealing with something, it might just pop up while you're fighting the villain. It's a thematic thing. So 2 things about Doctor Strange is that just the toll of being the defender of the realm, essentially, of this universe. He's constantly just trying to do his best, and he just gets beat up throughout the whole thing. And he also has a minion like arch villain. Every one of these heroes have one. For him, he has Baron Mordo, and Baron Mordo comes with his own little mission, just like this one, except it can be defeated, along with 3 other ability cards that might show up. Um, these 2 are attachments to myself, and they would cancel spells that I play, as well as a treachery that I haven't seen yet. So, I'm very curious what it actually does. With that, the way that you would do this is everything that you're building the deck with, you just put it all together, and all your heroes start on the alter ego side, and you just shuffle all these cards together. So again, the Juggernaut cards are at the bottom. We have the physical toll from Steven. We have the basic standard set, which is just like the generic things that every villain gets you for, like scheming. You have everybody ganging up on you all at once, getting caught off guard so that you are losing your equipment and stuff like that. Shadow of the Past is how your arch villain or your nemesis pops up, and assault is just the enemy, the villain just attacks you immediately. Longshot is interesting because if he pops up, instead of it being a bad thing, he actually summons to my side and then is just helping me. So it's just you got to be lucky in order to draw him. Lady Deathstrike, she could pop up. She has a couple upgrades as well as a mission of her own. And then all the Juggernaut cards down here. I am going to combine all these and make the deck. I have a couple of home rules, house rules. I have a couple of house rules that I play with just because I have a really bad memory, and it's just reminders that you won't see in your games, but I need for mine. And those are, as you'll see, these two buttons here. I have two dials, essentially. I've made these out of 2-inch magnets that are sticky on one side, so self-adhesive magnets, and I printed out two like phases of both the player turn, or I guess the round has a player turn first and then a villain turn next. And there's also whether this is alter ego or the hero. And this seems like it doesn't matter right now because the character themselves has like the alter ego printed on here and the hero side here. But this is more of a reminder for what I started the round as, because you can flip to the other side once, but if you flip from alter ego to hero, you can't flip back on the same turn. So this is just a reminder that I have flipped. So it'll tell me what I started as, so I can't flip back to hero if I find out that I'm in alter ego. So it's just a little reminder for that. This is just in case I have to step away, I know which turn I'm on. And lastly, this does come up in the Stephen Strange deck. I played one game of this before recording this video, and it's a rule for me because I have a terrible memory, and I'm dealing with a couple things. Real life likes to pop up in the middle of my games, so I have to stop playing and then do something for like half an hour, and then I'll come back and be like, what was going on again? If I ever get told, or if I ever find out some information about a card at the top of the deck or a series of cards, I will then play with that card face up, or that set of cards face up at the top of the deck. For instance, if a card tells me to look at the top 3 cards of the deck, I will then draw the top 3 cards, so I know that this is the first, second, and third one, right? And I'll do whatever I need to do with these cards, and then again, first, second, and third, that means we're going to have these cards now at the top of the deck, just showing, because I know that first, second, and third are going to be here. I know that some people would be able to just remember, and just I have such a bad memory that it's become an actual like hampering in my enjoyment of the game. For any game that has me trying to memorize things, this is just something that I need for myself. So this is how I make it, a fun experience for me. So I hope you can enjoy this game with me. So there are hit points on these characters. So Stephen Strange starts with 10. He's going to have 10 HP here. And Juggernaut starts with 18 per person because I'm the only person, he only has 18. And on the setup of this, he gets the helmet, and he is revealed as the villain. And revealing is going to be very important, where Juggernaut gets +1 attack for each momentum counter here, okay? So if he has a counter here, he gets +1. If he has 2, that's +2. These are pluses to attacks. And when revealed, so when we're starting the game, when revealed, place 1 momentum counter here, and then give Juggernaut a tough status card. Tough, if I do any amount of damage to him in one blast, tough just gets discarded. Same thing for if I get the tough card. If he hits me for 17 damage, I just discard the tough right at the beginning, right at the end there when we're allocating damage. So we have that. Also, this is a rules. This is a game with a rules document that can take upwards to like 4 hours to read. So I might get some rules wrong, but all in all, I'm trying to play this game exactly how it's supposed to be played. And having said that, I am relatively new to the game. So if you're using this to learn, please take all of my rulings with a grain of salt and just use your best judgment for when things pop up. Because at the end of the day, you're just trying to have fun for yourself, and I don't think that that's wrong. So here we go. We're going to start on the hero turn, and we're starting off on the alter ego side of the character. I'm going to put this over to the side with him. I have this up here, and last but not least, we don't need any of these tokens yet. Oh, yes, we do. So this scheme is going to start with, the scheme is going to start with one threat on it, and the things that our characters can do. Just before I start here, villains will have a scheme blue and a and an attack in red. And a scheme adds threat to a scheme, and attack deals damage to you. So there's that. Throughout this deck, I might get the ability to. I can't remember if I shuffled this. I might get the ability to summon people to help me. So I'll have a gang of people trying to help me fight the Juggernaut, and there is a chance that the Juggernaut will start dealing damage to them. And for that, I have these red dice. For the yellow dice, I always use them for the schemes. And luckily, or unluckily, this taps out at 7. If this ever goes to 7 or above, this gets completed, and Juggernaut's going to attack me. Normally, if I'm in alter ego mode, he can't hurt me because he can't find me, so that he schemes. But because of the unstoppable Juggernaut, I'm kind of in alter ego form, just caught in his wake, and there's no way to stop that damage by just hiding from it. So I'm just gonna have to deal with it. My starting hand for Stephen Strange's alter ego is 6. If I am flipped over, it's going to be 5. That's usually how these heroes and alter egos work. You get more cards on the alter ego side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. This is my starting hand. I have Steven here and ready. His action, I can discard the top card of the invocation deck, and Vapors of Valtor is pretty good because I can switch this card, any of these status cards, with another one of the other two status cards, so I could either make him confused so that he can't use the scheming. Like the next time he would scheme, he just discards his card and it ends his activation. Or if he attacks and he's stunned, instead of attacking, he just discards the stunned card, and that's the end of that activation. So normally I'd be able to use this to change this to like stun him, but because of Stalwart, because of this helmet, he can't have stun. So I don't know if I could use that to then make him discard that card, but in this case we're not going to use it that way because I'm not 100% sure. Do I have anything else? I'm just going to shuffle this one more time just in case I didn't shuffle after revealing the top 3 cards for that example. And with that, we are going to start the game. My first turn. Okay. My first turn, I have a couple cards here. I'm immediately going to play the Eye of Agamotto, and I'm going to pay for it with Genius. It has a cost of 2, and this card, Genius, has 2 resources at the bottom, 1 and 2. Normally, they would have just 1 here, but ooh, I got really lucky because I got all 3 double energies. Okay. Oh no. Actually, this is good. Okay. Using all double energies, I am going to just pay for Eye of Agamotto, and by discarding this, I pay for that card. Eye of Agamotto's out. I am going to play Brother Voodoo. Oh, can't. I'm going to flip from here. I'm going to use this action, sorry. Natural Talent action, discard the top card of the Invocation deck. When you discard it, it goes into its own discard, and then you reveal the top card again. Knowing that, I'm going to, instead of paying for Brother Voodoo, I'm going to pay, nope, yes, yes. I'm going to pay 1, 2, and then tap the Eye of Agamotto to give me a generic, not generic, a uh, wild symbol. It says it on the card. Generate a wild resource, and that resource is going to be counted as a strength. In which case, I spend 3 resources of the same type, so strength, strength, and then wild turns into strength. Remove each momentum counter from Juggernaut, and then flip this card.
Expose him! Expose!
Now, in this case, Juggernaut takes 1 additional damage from each card with um, a printed mind resource. In which case, it's going to be like if I had Brother Voodoo out, he would do an additional damage. So instead of doing one damage, he would do 2, right? So I spend this and this to flip Juggernaut. He is capable of being hurt. Again, sorry, Doctor Strange needs to flip before I even use this. So, in which case, in order to do this correctly, Stephen Strange flips. Then I'm going to spend the 3 to flip Juggernaut. He loses the momentum, and he still has his tough status. I'm going to, in this case, I'm going to do this anyway. Oh man, I really don't want to do that. I'm going to double pay for this then. I play Brother Voodoo, and I use the power of protection to pay for him. So instead of just 1, it gives me 2 resources. Because I'm paying for a protection card, which is another green card. So I get 2 for that. I'm going to pay the 3rd one with this energy, and the 4th resource I generate is just wasted. Then Brother Voodoo shows up here. Ooh. There's got to be something I could do. Okay, Brother Voodoo is then summoned. He's brought out. As a response, after Brother Voodoo enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event card and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have any events that can help me? We're going to use Protective Ward. We're going to just summon that out and reshuffle the deck. And I am going to have Stephen Strange attack for 1 to get rid of Tough, and then have Brother Voodoo attack for 1 because he has a mental resource. It does an additional 1, so it goes from 18 to 16. And at the end of that activation, he takes 1 damage. He could take up to 3 damage because he has 3 health. Okay. I'm just going to hope that he is not going to just immediately flip back to his other side. So I am tapped out. I don't have 1 resource to pay for this card, so I'm just going to hold on to it. I'm going to ready all my cards. Oh, the other thing is I'm using these to show that I'm tapping cards, and so long as one of these has a token on it, that means it's been tapped. So me readying it is just getting rid of this. Normally in card games you'd be able to just tap the card, but because I'm doing it to save space here. I ready everything and then I draw up to my max hand size. So because I flipped from Alter Ego to Hero, it is a hand size of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, Astral Projection. I like that. And I could do Master of the Mystic Arts as well, but we will see. None of these are going to help me except for Protective Ward, maybe. So this is ready. I have finished my turn. I'm not checking this yet. Um, and then we're going to go to the hero side of things. The first thing that happens for the villain turn, he is going to accelerate this scheme by 1 per person that he's fighting. In which case it's just me, so it goes from 1 to 2, and that's the end of the first step. The second step is the villain activates. Because I'm in hero mode, he's going to attack me. If I were in alter ego mode instead, he would scheme. And when he schemes, because of the Juggernaut exposed thing, as a force response, after Juggernaut schemes, place 1 momentum counter on Juggernaut and then flip this card so he gets his helmet back if I let him think. So instead of that, I'm just going to keep the pressure on, and we're just going to hope for the best. So he is going to attack me for 2. He doesn't have any momentum, so it's just a 2. And in order to resolve this, I also need to flip this card and see how many resources. I can show you this. How many boost icons are at the bottom of the cards. So in this case, the boost icons I'm looking for at the bottom right-hand corner of every card. And in this case, if I had flipped this, it would be +3. So he would have 2 + 3, and this would be a 5 damage attack. He's activating against me, and before we flip a card, we have to see if I'm going to defend, which I am not going to do. I'm just going to try to take this as best I can. So I have 2 damage coming my way, plus 2 more. So 4 damage, and I'm down to 6. Just a quick rules clarification, if you're learning along with me. These cards will have like when revealed effects or text in here. Whenever you're flipping a card for an attack or for scheming, so if he schemes, he's also flipping a card to see how many more he schemes for, right? In the case when you're flipping this, you only care about the boost icons, okay? If there's ever a star, there's going to be a star thing that will then activate during this step, but because we don't have one, we don't have to worry about that right now. So he is just down 2 health. He has done 4 damage to me, and he is done activating against me, and there are no other like minions, so that's the end of the villain activation turn. Next, he is going to give me a face down encounter card. If I have any more encounter cards for any reason in front of me, he deals an additional 1, and then we resolve them now. So in this case, we only have the 1, and most likely it's going to be the Red Skull standard card for scheming, because that's my luck. No. Hack and Slash. When revealed, discard 1 random card from your hand, which is not great, and take damage equal to the number of printed resources on it. So we are going to have a random card on that team. Okay. So the way that this works is discard 1 random card from my hand, so that's the med team, and take damage equal to the number of printed resources on it, and it's only got 1 resource on it, so I take 1 more damage from this attack. This is an example of a boost card. If I had flipped for the damage for this card, this one has a star, and the star would then make me say, before I even resolve his attack, before I do that, as a boost icon, discard 1 random card. The same thing that I just did. Discard a random card and then take the damage before. And that worked against me last time because I had a tough card ready to take. Oh, okay, I'm back. And so yeah, if I had flipped any of the stars, I would resolve it first. So if I had tough with hack and slash, they would do the 1 damage to me. I would have to discard tough, and then Juggernaut hits me for however much damage he set up. So it wasn't great initially, but this time we're trying to do a little bit better. And with that, we have done all 3 things. We have advanced the scheme, which we advanced the scheme. We activated Juggernaut and all the minions in play with me. So just Juggernaut, and then we dealt an encounter card to me. With that, we end the villain phase, and we're back into the hero phase. We're starting on the hero side. And now we can play our turn. I could have used Protective Ward against that, but I want to keep that resource. So I'm going to play the Master of the Mystic Arts, and I'm going to pay for it with the Eye of Agamotto. Hero action, pay the printed cost of the top card of the Invocation deck. So with that, I'm going to pay. I'm paying with Protective Ward, and I'm going to pay with Med Team for right now. Okay. I paid for those two. So I paid with those two to play Crimson Bands of Sidorak. So I resolved the special ability. So now we're going to resolve the special ability. And then we'll come back to this. Special. Stun an enemy. So the next time he would attack, I discard the status card instead. So I stun an enemy and then deal 7 damage to it. So he goes from 16 to 9. Place this card in the Invocation deck discard pile. And then we finish resolving this. So we resolve the special ability, then place it back on top of the Invocation deck face up. So, in that case, what I'm doing is, for any time that I play this from now on, I'm not even touching this, I'm just resolving the card and then discarding this. So, I have done 2 damage to 7 damage to the Juggernaut, and it doesn't have a mental resource, so I don't do any bonus damage to it. That's fine. I have a astral projection in hand. I'm just going to hold on to this for right now. I don't have the 2 to pay for it, so we are going to I'm going to use Brother Voodoo to attack for 1 because he's got the mental. He's doing 2 damage instead. And then after that, he takes 1 damage. The damage that he's taking, by the way, is showing on the card here. For 1, if he doesn't attack, he takes 1 consequential damage. And if he ever thwarts, he thwarts for 2 and then takes 2 consequential damage. So far, he's attacked twice. So he's taken 2 damage and he's currently used. Okay. The only person I have available now is Doctor Strange, and I'm going to thwart with him for 2. So I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm just going to hope that he just does an attack and nothing happens with his deck. So we've used everything. We're kind of spent right now. So now we've ended our hero phase. So I'm going to ready everybody up again. Everything up again. And then I'm going to draw 5 cards. So 1, 2. Draw up to 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is interesting. We do have another Protective Ward. Very good. And we're just going to hold on to this for right now. I think I want to try to get Avengers Mansion if I don't have to pay for Protective Ward. Alright. So now I am ready on my end for the villain phase. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and we are in the villain phase. That's the reason why I need this. So we also didn't flip back over because we bought ourselves some time with the stunned from Crimson Bands of Sidorak. Okay. Start of his turn. This goes up by 1 because we only have that. And he's going to activate because I'm in hero mode. He attacks me, but because he's stunned, he just discards stunned. That's the end of his activation. Then he gives me a face down encounter card. He schemes. I'm going to use Protective Ward and use the Eye of Agamotto. Dang it. I'm going to use the Eye of Agamotto to generate a resource and cancel a treachery. So Hero Interrupt. When a treachery is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel all of its effects and discard it. So he doesn't scheme. So I guess no Avengers Mansion. Okay. And with that, that's the end of his turn. And then we're back to the hero form, hero phase. I currently have used Eye of Agamotto. This doesn't reset until the end of my turn. and we're still starting in the hero, uh, hero form. So, what do I want to do? I'm going to use momentum shift and pay for it. Nope, not going to do that. We're going to end this phase by using Doctor Strange's action. Exhaust Doctor Strange and pay the cost of the top card of the invocation deck, which is 2. And I'm going to use Avengers Mansion and Astral Projection to pay for it. So Crimson Bands of Sidorak is then used. Stun the enemy. Do that again. And then deal 7 damage to it. I think he's going to get rid of it. I forgot what happened. So right now he's at 0 health. So we have defeated the first stage of the Juggernaut. But before I finish resolving this, first, this is going to stay with Juggernaut for this next phase, but we're going to reveal his next phase. If I ended up doing, because we're at 7 damage exactly, but if I ended up doing 7 damage and he had 6 health left, the extra damage that I dealt would just be cancelled. Like, it would just go nowhere. Then he flips to stage 2, and now he has +1 for each momentum counter here, and the big difference here is that it goes from 2 attack to 3 attack as a base. Also, when revealed, place 1 momentum counter here. If Juggernaut exposes in play, flip it. Otherwise, give Juggernaut a tough status card. So I flip it, and he doesn't get a tough status card because he wasn't already helmeted, so that's it. Not great, but I didn't do anything wrong. That's fine. Okay. Crimson Band of Sidorak is done. We're going to give Juggernaut the stunned condition again, because he still had it from the last phase. And then the top card flips again. We got the Winds of Watu. And I get to draw 3 cards and place this card in the invocation discard deck. Okay, discard pile. So we have 2 cards left, but nothing really to pay for, and I don't want to use Brother Voodoo just yet. He might be able to help me with this if I need him to, so we will end the turn there. I don't have a lot of presence on the board right now, but this seems to be working for right now. Famous last words. Oh, the other thing I forgot to do was he starts with 21 health per person on the board. Again, it's just me, so just 21. And we end the hero phase. So, we've readied everybody. We need to draw up to... Actually, before that, I'm going to flip over to Stephen Strange since he's already helmeted anyway. Then I'll ready up, and then I draw my cards. So I'll have 6 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, he activates. He has stunned, which is good for me, but stunned only stops attacks. Right now he's activating against me, and because I'm in alter ego form, instead of attacking, he's going to scheme. So in this case, he's going to add a threat to this scheme here. So he's starting off with a base 1, and then he's going to flip. I don't have any way to defend against schemes, so I don't have anything that's going to stop that. No. Yeah. So he's going to scheme for 1 plus nothing. There are no boost icons here, so he's just scheming for 1. That's fine. And so he activates, and then he gives me a face down encounter card. When he attacks right now, he's doing 3, 4 damage, and then I'm flipping this, so I don't want that to happen. I'm trying to stun him as quickly as possible again. I'm going to flip this, and ooh, adamantium upgrades. You get this from the Lady Deathstrike upgrade. Attach it to an enemy without a copy of adamantium upgrades attached. Otherwise, this card gains Surge, so he doesn't have one yet. This attaches to him, and it gives him +2 attack. So right now, at a base, he's doing 3, 4, 5, 6 before flipping. So that's why I flipped over to try to heal some a little bit, so I could probably survive an attack. That's 6 base, and he could do up to, I think, 4 on this deck. So he could one-shot me if I don't defend, which I'll go into in a second. So, all right, I've attached. Attached enemies' attacks gain piercing. Piercing is good because, well, for me it would be good. For him, it means it's bad. If I had a tough card, normally I take a damage. Instead of taking any of the damage, I just discard the tough card. Piercing discards the tough card first and then deals damage to the individual that is being targeted. So, and it's not just any. As long as they have a tough card, you discard the tough card. So, this is not in play yet. He's still stunned, so I'm just gonna put that back on him. But he's schemed. We have this hero action. I can spend all 3 resources, all 3 types. So if I could get an energy, a mind, and a physical resource, I could discard this card, which I might do, but we'll see. We'll see what we got. For my turn, I'm going to play, instead of healing, I'm going to flip back over. So, wait, I started the turn as an alter ego, so before that. So I started the turn as an alter ego, we're on the hero turn, and now I'm going to flip. So I'm back to being a hero. I still have access to the spell mastery, which should let me draw 3 cards, which I want to do. Just double checking. Yeah. I'm going to tap Doctor Strange to activate this ability. I pay the cost, which is currently 0. I draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then I discard this and flip the top card again. 7 Rings of Ragador. Would that have been much better? So I'm going to have to do that next time to give myself and Brother Voodoo tough status cards. Then I am going to resolve. Yeah, okay. I'm going to get rid of his helmet real quick. So I'm paying 3 mind resources to get rid of his helmet. I immediately get rid of this. I flip this. And now he can be... Oh, he was stalwart, so he can't get stunned. This did carry over when this flip. This gets discarded. So, he's not stunned right now. So he's going to attack. That's not good. That's not what I was thinking of. Guess I do want Doctor Strange card. I want to see what he's got, so I'm going to play Mystical Studies. Is that what those called? Yeah. I'm going to play Mystical Studies at the cost of magical enhancements because I'm not ready, so I can't even attack if I wanted to. Play Mystical Studies as an alter ego action. Crap, so I can't play it even if I wanted to. I don't have anything else that's going to happen, so I think I am going to do Momentum Shift twice. I just hope for the best, so and none of these are attacks for this, so yeah. I'm going to play Momentum Shift and pay with Iron Fist and... or do I want Iron Fist first? Ooh, wait, no. Hello, Future Bardic Monk here, and I need to explain something real quick before we continue this video. This is not an ad, this is me explaining something very important for what's about to happen. I might get a lot of angry comments because I did not explain this in this video, but I did recreate the Doctor Strange... This is also not an ad for my other video, I'm just explaining something, sorry. I did recreate, as you can probably tell, a bunch of cards from the Doctor Strange set because I can't get it. But In doing so, I made Brother Voodoo and Iron Fist, and Iron Fist is part of an errata that Caleb, I believe his name is. Caleb came up with, like, answered a question about how this should be worded, and instead of a response, this should be an interrupt. And I'm just going to put the cards up here. The original card for Iron Fist looks like this, and you can see that it's supposed to be a response, but the card that is generated due to this response to a question for a ruling is the reason why this card was made. So I'm hoping that explains the weirdness that's about to pop up right now. And again, thank you all for watching. Okay, I'm paying Iron Fist. I'm playing Iron Fist for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I paid these 3 plus the Eye of Agamotto for 4. I get Iron Fist. Iron Fist comes into the game with 2 Mystic counters on him. So we're going to give him 2 counters. And he has a really cool ability where he can stun an enemy and deal 1 damage to it before he attacks. So I'm going to tap him to attack for 2. So there's 2 damage coming to him right now. The interrupt: when Iron Fist attacks an enemy, remove 1 Mystic counter from him. Stun that enemy. So immediately give him stunned. We're going to stun the enemy and deal 1 damage to it. So he goes from 20 to 21. And then we'll resolve the attack. So then he takes 2 more damage. 18. After this is resolved, I'm going to use Brother Voodoo for the last time. He's going to attack for 1 because he has the mental resource. He actually does 2 damage instead. He's going to take the consequential damage and then get KO'd. And I'm going to use the same die for after the activation with Iron Fist. He takes 1 consequential damage. I'm just going to move him over real quick. So now Juggernaut is stunned, and we are done with that. I don't have any other cards to play, but I'm going to hold on to these 2. And we are at hand size 5, so I end my turn. I have no more flips. It's an alter ego, so I can't flip him back, which is fine because he's not going to be able to attack, hopefully. He's at 2 right now, so he should be a ways from doing damage. So we have everything under control. So this is ready, and I got to draw up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We got 2 desperate defenses. Okay. I hope they don't get attacked, because there's another assault in the deck, and she might have abilities to start making me do damage to myself. So I hope that doesn't happen. I'm still at 5, so I'm still in a good place. So now we're going to do the hero side and the villain side. So the villain phase happens, and this escalates by 1 per person. Again, there's no other icons to tell me to increase it for any more. Then he activates. I'm on my hero side, and because he's stunned, we discard the stun status card instead. That finishes his activation, and then he's going to flip 1 encounter card towards me. Lady Deathstrike shows up. Cool. Okay. She has Quick Strike, and this is going to be interesting. Okay. She has Quick Strike, which means that, okay. Here we go. She flips up. She's revealed. She's a 1, 2, 6, 1 scheme, 2 attack, and 6 HP minion. She's an Elite Reaver as her traits, and she has Quick Strike. Quick Strike means that when she's revealed, she just attacks me immediately, so she's going to attack me for 2. I am going to defend against that attack to take 0 damage, but I'm going to use Desperate Defense. I'm going to pay with Desperate Defense, and what I'm going to do is, as a hero interrupt, when your hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 defense for that attack. I have 4 defense for no reason. I'm looking for this other thing, this other effect. If you take no damage from the attack, so 4 is more than 2, so I take no damage, I ready my hero. So I get to still do something with Doctor Strange. My turn. So she has been revealed, and as a force response, if she did damage to me, if she attacks and damages a character, that character's owner discards 1 random card from their hand. So I still have the cards in my hand right now, and she is currently here. So now when we have villains activating, on his next turn, he activates, then she activates, and then we do an encounter card. That's that. All right. Beginning of my turn, I am in hero mode, and we are in the hero phase. Let's see, what do we have? I am going to play Master of the Mystic Arts for... Actually, no. We're going to play Magic Blast and hope for the best. So, as much as I would like to do the 7 Rings of Ragador, which would give up to 3 characters a tough status card, which would be great for keeping him alive. This turn, I'm going to play Magic Blast for 1, 2, and I have Agamotto, so 3. I pay the 3. As an attack, deal 5 damage to an enemy, and discard the top card of your deck. If that card's print resource has one of those symbols, you do the effect on there. Hopefully it's a wild, but I'm doing 5 damage. Deal 5 damage to an enemy, and so 5 damage immediately. He's down to 11. And then discard the top card of your deck. It has a mind resource, which means I get to confuse the enemy. So the next time he would thwart or scheme, I discard this card instead. So that's fine. I do the 5 damage, and then I end that turn. I'm still ready, but I'm going to have Iron Fist. I'm going to have Iron Fist hold off for return, because just in case Juggernaut flips, I could get rid of the tough status card and then still do damage. So that's fine. We're just going to hold off on that. Flip Doctor Strange, and when I activate, I'm going to recover for 3 for this. I'm not sure if I went over these right now, but you know how the villain has the scheme and the attack that I mentioned before? Well, the heroes have the opposite, where if I thwart, I'm thwarting for 2, so this 3 would go down to 1. And if I attack for 1. And if I defend for 2. So I should have gone over that before I did any of that. But anyway, I exhaust Stephen Strange in order to recover 3. So I go up to 8 health. And then I'm going to end my turn. I have no cards in hand, so I'm going to ready. I'm going to draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have another Magic Blast. A warning, that's good. Wong is great. Why? Sorcerer Supreme is good because while I'm in hero form, it gives me +1 hand size, so then both sides would have 6 card hand. Magical enhancements, if I didn't go over that last time, I get +1 to each of my 3 numbers here. So +1 thwart, +1 attack, and +1 defense. But at the end of the round, I discard magical enhancements, so it's only good for the 1 round. And lastly, we have Inflammable, which is not useful right now for me, because it needs to be played in order for me to... Like, it needs to be already on the field during his turn for me to get any benefit from it. So, Warning could remove 1 damage from any amount that I would take. So, I'm hoping that he stays confused. Alright. And Wong is really good too. Sorry. I'm going to do I would play one probably next turn. If I exhaust him instead of using any of his attacks, I can either heal myself for one or discard the top card of the invocation deck, so he lets me get to the next spell. So there we go. The next invocation, sorry. Spells are a different card. Alright, we finished my hero phase, so now we got the villain phase to deal with. This accelerates by 1. Nothing, again, I'm just double checking, nothing tells me to accelerate this by more. So then he only sees my alter ego, so he's going to scheme. Because he is confused, he doesn't scheme. That ends his activation, but Lady Deathstrike is going to scheme for 1 instead. Because she has just 1 scheme. And because she doesn't have a specific ability, it's just what it says on the card. There's no bonuses to that. So, if I get another copy of Adamantium Upgrades, it would attach to her, and then she gets the +2 base damage. So then I would have to deal with a 4 attack. 4 attack on that. So she ends her activation. He's already ended his activation, and then we resolve 1 face down encounter card. Siderax Exemplar, not great. I'm not in expert mode, so I disregard that. When revealed, if Juggernaut exposes in play, flip it and place 1 momentum counter on Juggernaut. It is in play. I flip it and give 1 momentum counter to Juggernaut. Then, no, that's the end of that. Otherwise, place threat on the main scheme equal to Juggernaut's attack. So, if he wasn't exposed, he would cause 3 more scheme to go up here, which would then make this ability pop because it has a threshold of 7, which is not showing up on this screen. There you go. So, as long as it doesn't break 7, we're good. It doesn't reach 7, we're good. So, that's the encounter. We are done with the villain phase. And now, we are starting in alter ego form. We are at 8 health, and I am comfortable with that for right now. I do think I'm going to have to stun him again. So I need to expose him one more time. Expose him! I need to expose him one more time. And in order to do that, I need 3 of the same resource. So I am going to do... Could I hold on to this? No. I could use magic and play that. Yeah, okay. It's possible. I think the way that we're going to do this is we're going to play Sorcerer Extreme. Sorcerer Supreme. With these 2. So Wong and Warning. There's 2 resources there. That pays for the 2. Now on this side, now on the hero side, he gets +1 hand size, so it goes from 5 to 6. Sorry, it goes from 5 to 6 here. We're gonna flip him, or does he have an ability I want? Discard the top card of the invocation deck. No. We're gonna flip Doctor Strange. We're in the hero form again, and is that smart? How did I confuse him last time? Oh, Magic Blast. Okay. So because of that, bought us a time. That's right. Okay, I remember what's happening now. So I paid for that, and then I have 2 energy resources, and I'm going to tap Eye of Agamotto for a 3rd, and that is going to flip him and get rid of his momentum. Now he's exposed again, and I can use my ability to play the top card of this deck. I'm going to pay the 1, and then I give up to 3 characters each a tough status card, up to 3. So I'm going to give myself and Iron Fist, a tough status card. I'm gonna hold off on that real quick. So I'm gonna hold on to this. These are not active yet. It's not the case yet. Okay. Before that, I'm going to activate Iron Fist to then do one more attack. So he's going to attack for 2. He's going to do 2 damage to Juggernaut. I'm hoping just to run him down as quickly as possible. Just ignore everybody else. If I could do a rush down, that would be great. So activate against him, but then there's the interrupt when I attack. When Iron Fist attacks an enemy, remove 1 mystic counter from him. So this is gone. Stun that enemy. So now he's stunned, so when he would attack, he doesn't attack anymore. Stun the enemy and deal 1 damage to it, so I deal 1 damage to him. I resolved the interrupt, so now I do the 2 damage from his actual attack. So now he's down to 8. And he takes the consequential damage, which is the 1. So he's now 2 of 3. I pay for... I tap Doctor Strange to play the 7 Bands of Ragador. I pay for the 1. I give myself and Iron Fist tough status card, and that's the end of that activation. I'm not giving a third character, I'm not giving one of them a tough status card, so then I just discard this, and we see what this card is. The Images of Icon. I get to confuse a villain and remove 4 threat from a scheme if I play that. So now I am tapped. And I am going to stay in hero form because I can't flip because I started in alter ego. That's good. Now I am done. I ready up all my cards. And I draw up to 5 because of the Sorcerer Supreme 6 cards. You gain 1 hand size while in hero form. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm hoping Clea is in here. We got Night Nurse though. Ooh, and the cloak. Yeah, Clea's just holding on for dear life somewhere. Okay. She's an ally that pretty much can keep coming back constantly, so that's why I want her to show up. Okay. We then activate, because we're ready here, we switch to the villain turn, and then this is going to go up to 6. We are just on the cusp of everything going to crap. Don't worry, he's going to hurt me. This is fine. And his attacks gain piercing. So I'm really just getting tough in order to block Lady Deathstrike. So, in this case, this went up by 1. He's going to activate. I'm in hero mode, so he's going to attack me. That means he discards stun instead. Then, after he's stunned, we activate Lady Deathstrike. She's going to attack for 2. I'm going to have Iron Fist tank that attack for me. So he just takes the tough status card. He discards it instead of taking damage. And then she's finished activating. And then we flip a card. When revealed, the villain schemes. Do I have anything to stop that? Because I would really like for him to not scheme. No. Alright, villain's just gonna scheme. He's gonna scheme for 1. And he has this ability that I gotta work with. So he schemes for 1, 2, and I give the Juggernaut a tough status card. So I just give him this already. Okay. So he schemes for 2, which is not great because this pops. Okay. Okay, a few things happen. He's still scheming, but we have an interrupt. This pops, so we discard all the... Yeah, so this is currently at 8. So forced interrupt when the scheme would be completed. Instead, do each of the following: remove all threat from here. So it starts at, it goes back to 0. If Juggernaut exposes in play, flip it. Place 1 momentum on Juggernaut. Juggernaut attacks each player in player order, even if they are in alter ego form, which I am not. So, the way that this is going to work, he is going to attack me for 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to defend, so I'm going to tap myself to defend, because tough isn't going to matter because he has adamantium upgrades. So this attack has piercing, so I'm just going to have to discard mine. And I have the ability to block just a bit right now. Not a crazy amount, but enough to survive. This is fine. And he also has Overkill, so if I try to block with Iron Fist, he would just stop one of the damage, and then I'd have to take the rest of it. If the attack has Overkill and defeats an ally, whether that ally was the attacked ally or defending ally, any excess damage from that attack is dealt to the identity of the player who controlled the defeated ally. So the way that this is going to work is Iron Fist is going to block. Oh man. So I'm going to undo that real quick. There's no reason for me to do any of that, so I'm just going to hold on to everything. The way that this is worded, that I'm seeing this being done is, okay, he's going to attack. I'm going to tell Iron Fist to block for me. We're still resolving advance. So he's going to attack me for 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is an attack with piercing. So the attack with piercing itself is going to attack Iron Fist. After Iron Fist dies, any excess damage is going to go to me, but the piercing only happens for this attack, and then the Overkill is a different instance of damage, so that I can block it with tough. So, in this case, I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we reveal Longshot, but he doesn't come into play. Okay. Man. And he blocked her last time. That's why he doesn't have a tough card. So he's attacking me for 6. I block with Iron Fist. Iron Fist gets KO'd. He only had 1 health left, so that means that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 damage coming to Doctor Strange. This damage, the initial attack has the piercing, then the Overkill damage doesn't have the piercing. So then I take 5 damage, but I discard tough instead, and that's the end of his forced interrupt there. So then we have now finished scheming. This gets resolved, and now it is our turn again. Not great, but I think we can do this. If I confuse him, the next time he would thwart or scheme, discard the status card instead. He's stalwart though, so I can't do that. I can, however, play I'm going to play a Cloak of Levitation and use both of these to pay for it. So now, I have the aerial trait, and as a hero action, I exhaust a Cloak of Levitation, and I get to ready Doctor Strange. So, I'm going to attack for 1. Get rid of the tough card. I'm going to, the way that I do this is, to exhaust this, I'm just readying Doctor Strange, so I get rid of this when I tap this. That's how I'm doing that. And anything else? I'm going to play Momentum Shift. I'm going to play Momentum Shift and use the power of Protection, which gives me 2 if I'm paying for a green, which I am. Heal 2 damage from your hero. So now I'm back up to max 10. And deal 2 damage to an enemy. And I'm going to focus on Juggernaut. So he's down to 6. I am then going to end that. And it's not worth it. I don't have any other ways to do this, so I'm going to exhaust Doctor Strange. No, I'm not. He could scheme again, that's fine. I just can't have him attack right now, so. We started this turn with hero. Sorry, I forgot to adjust these. So, it's the hero mode. Hero phase, and I'm in hero mode. I'm going to flip over to Stephen Strange, and I'm going to, as an action, discard the top card of the Invocation deck. When I do, I reshuffle all the cards. Excuse me. And then we just flip to see. Oof, thank God. Alright. And I'm not going to ready up, so. Do I want to play the Night Nurse? I mean, it couldn't hurt. I'm going to play the Night Nurse and use the Eye of Agamotto to pay for it. She comes into play with 3 fees. She's probably going to be extremely helpful. Night Nurse is now in play, and I don't have anything else to pay for, so we're going to ready up. He's not stunned or anything, so now we're drawing up to max, so 1, 2. This is where we're going to move into this. So I've run out of cards, so I'm going to reshuffle. And after this first one, I'm now going to give myself an encounter card. If a player's deck runs out, you deal them an encounter card, and then shuffle the deck, and you just have that for the next activation now. So this is just dealt to me before the encounter phase. So this encounter phase, I'm going to have 2 cards to deal with, and let's see. I have 2 cards right now, so I need 4 more. Okay. There. Right. You're currently at 2. We have Clea, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I kind of want Iron Fist to show up. Like, I definitely want to do that. Med Team would also be pretty good, but Astral Projection I think is what I'm going to need to do after this turn. Alright, I'm in Alter Ego mode. That's not going to change anything. We are done resetting at the end of my turn, so now we're in the villain phase. The villain is going to attack. Nope. He's going to accelerate by 1. Then he's going to activate. I am in Alter Ego mode, so he's going to scheme for 1, 2. He does. He schemes for 2. That goes to 3, and then he has a star. Do 1 damage to an ally you control. I control no allies, so nothing happens. Okay. And then we get to the encounter phase. And do I have anything for defense? I can take 1 less damage if anything happens, but that's it. That's all I can do. So if I take damage, I can reduce it by 1. Oh no, he activates, she schemes for 1 as well, so now she's finished activating now. Physical toll, you may flip to either, no, to Alter Ego form. Choose Exhaust Stephen Strange, which I am, and I remove physical toll from the game, so I don't have to deal with this anymore. The other option would have been the next event I play costs 3 additional resources. I'm not going to do that. I have the Cloak of Levitation, so I'm going to try to ready up from that. And gang up. When revealed alter ego, this card gains Surge. Surge means that you just draw a different card or another card afterwards. When revealed, the players as a group take indirect damage equal to Juggernaut's attack. So indirect damage means we just have to divvy it up. His current attack is 1, 2, 3. He has 1 for each one, so 4, 5, 6. I have to divvy up 6 damage to one person, so I'm just taking all 6, and I'm down to 4. I really need to do 6 damage to him. But we have survived. Oh, I'm going to play Warning to stop one of that damage. When you take any amount of damage, reduce that amount by 1. So we have that, and then it's our turn again. Alright, he is currently tapped. I'm going to use Cloak of Levitation. No, I'm going to flip first, and then use the Cloak of Levitation to ready him. And I'm going to use his ability, unless I have... Nope, I don't. I'm going to use his ability to use Winds of Watum. I draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Dang it. I'm paying for a lot, though. That's fine. And then we see what's the top of here. I was hoping for Sidorak, but that's fine. I'm going to, as an action, use the Night Nurse to then remove 1 medical counter from her, heal 1 damage from a hero. So I'm up to 6 again. And discard 1 status counter from it. I can't, so I think... I can't discard a status counter, so that doesn't work. As far as I understand it, that's how that works. That's still okay. We're going to play Clea with... how much damage can I do? How much damage can I do? Can I do 6? I started this mode as alter ego, so I can't flip back over. I need to stun him. So, can't do that. I am going to... Oop, I do have 3. I'm going to spend 3 to flip him. He's exposed. I am going to play Iron Fist at 4. I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3. This is probably going to be the end of me. 3, 4. To play Iron Fist, he gets 2 of those counters. 2 Mr. Counters on him. And I am going to... She could deal 2 damage to me. I can defend it, so... Okay. see if this works. I'm going to tap Iron Fist to do 2 damage to him. The interrupt when he attacks, I remove 1 Mystic Counter. I stun the enemy and deal 1 damage to it. I've resolved that, so now I do the other 2 damage. And now he's stunned, which is good because when he activates, he's not going to be able to attack. And I think I'm tapped out. As far as these are concerned, I want these in my hand, so I'm going to hold on to these 2. I'm going to ready up everything else. I don't have a status card right now. Okay. I end my turn by having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is good. This is good. This is good. Okay. So I have these ready. I don't have any defensive cards on my hand. No, no, no. Okay. This is going to go by 1. On the villain turn, we are going to activate him because I'm in hero form. He's stunned, so he just discards this instead. And then we activate Lady Deathstrike. I'm going to block for 2. She does 2 damage. I don't take the 2. I don't take any of the damage, so I don't discard a card. She's finished activating, and then we get an encounter card. Caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. I'm gonna get rid of Night Nurse. Crap. Caught off guard. Yep. That's what that does. Okay. And we have resolved that whole activation, so now we're back at the hero phase, and we started in hero form. So now I'm going to attack for... No? Can I do 3 damage? Yes, I can. I'm just going to activate Iron Fist. He does the 2. He stuns him. I interrupt by getting rid of this and doing 1, 2, 3. That's all 3 damage to the 1 first, and then the 2, 3. He's stunned. He's KO'd. We win. Alright. Oh, that went so much better than the last time I played this. Good. Alright, so that's a game of Marvel Champions. And this was a game that I was able to play because of... you'll see it in 2 other videos I've already uploaded this week, but I had to... This character, Doctor Strange, is like $200 something right now because he's out of print, so I had to just make his cards for myself. He's the only character that I ended up not getting before he went out of... He's no longer like purchasable pretty much because everybody bought him up. So he's now in the legacy thing. There's a whole debacle going on right now with Fantasy Flight because of this. But anyway, I was finally able to play as Doctor Strange and win against a enemy. I did play against Juggernaut before earlier today, and it went horribly. And I ended up getting like 18 rules wrong. So I'm hoping this was a rules correct game. I had fun. This helped me. I didn't really get to do astral projection, and he still popped. So, and we still survived. So there's a... I do want to use Iron Fist more next time, but that's the precon, and with the pre-constructed deck, that means I am officially done with pre-constructed decks for everybody in the game. I can now just play the game how I guess a lot of people do, which is to build their own decks. First, I'm going to play with a couple of pre-constructed decks from, or player-constructed decks from online, using Marvel CDB, I believe. I think that's what it's called. So the Marvel Champions deck building. Is that what it's called? Deck builder and card database. Yeah. So next time I will have a different deck to play with and maybe a different hero. So thank you all for watching. This was really fun for me, and I hope you liked it. Have a great night, because right now it's nighttime for me. So have a great night, and I wish you nothing but positive energy. Thank you.